Once again, it's the Master Channel Podcast, episode number 11. I am DJ Y-Body.
I am Six, the producer.
And this is the Master Channel where we discuss the ins and outs of hip-hop culture, both theoretically and technically. Yes! How's everybody doing out there? So let's go ahead and meet our guest, ladies and gentlemen. From Springfield, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Doomer Henry.
Peace.
What's up, Doomer?
What's happening, Doomer? What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling. And for the cats that don't know me, it's Doomer Henry, it's Doomdawiz.
All right.
The funky dope producer.
My man.
That's what's up, man. Glad to have you on, my brother, man.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored, bro, for real.
Man, same likewise, my G.
Yes, definitely.
We usually just open it up. We're going to open it up, man, and, tell the audience, basically take us back, man, to where you got into this thing, man, with production and as well, you're a videographer as well. Take us back into, take us back in time, man.
All right, well, I always dabbled in making beats, but I really didn't start taking them seriously until 2001. I rhymed before I made beats. And I was good, but I wasn't the dopest, you know what I'm saying, lyrically formatted MC that you could find. But I mean, I know how to put a song together. I know how to spit. But I went to jail in 2001, and I ended up getting released on house arrest. So, I couldn't smoke weed. I couldn't do nothing. So I just went and got me a little program and started making beats off of it, And I did that for a while. Then I decided, I started doing videos for my peoples that was rhymers and everything. And finally, it's like my mother went back to school when she was 59, stayed in the dorm room and everything. And that kind of inspired me to go back to school. So I went back to school for film and audio engineering. I did that joint. And after I graduated, I worked for the news. I was still making beats, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody, I was still local. Nobody knew who I was. And after going, working for the news for some years, my mother then passed away. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my thing. My mother believed that she can go back to school for all her dreams, can get her her third bachelor's degree and a whole different. I was like, I'm gonna try to do what I can do.
Right. So, that's an accomplishment, man.
Yeah. So I started looking how my Facebook. I had a lot of legends as friends, and I wasn't thinking about the music like that. I love, I'm always gonna make beats. I'm gonna be 100 years old making beats. You know what I mean? But I was like, well, instead of using my Facebook this way, I'm gonna use my Facebook this way. And I just started networking with them, reaching out to all the legends that I could. And finally I hit up mad people and nobody got back to me. But then I hit up IU, Granddaddy IU. And I was like, look, man, let me shoot your music video. I'll do it for free. You don't got nothing to lose. So I got invited out to his birthday party. Went out there, hung out with him, met him, because I only knew him from the book, talking back and forth. And then he was like, he was cool. That's when when I first met him, I was like, yo, he's a real street cat. You know what I mean? He ain't no dude that be fronting, faking the funk. He's a real cat from the street. So I ain't hear from him for like 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, he hit me up, was like, come on, let's do this.
Wow.
So I shot his music video for film like Diddy. And at the same time, I was like, yo, I make beats. He's like, yo, I make beats, right? I was like, yeah. I said, I want you to listen to my joints. And he was like, yo, I make beats, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I'm gonna let you know if your joints is hot or not. I said, that's cool with me, And I played them for him. He hit me up a couple of days later. He's like, yo, your joints is dope, but they're not that dope. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, what do you mean? I said, well, what do I got to improve? He's like, they sound a little more computerized than off of vinyl and stuff like that. I said, well, I chop both. But he was like, nah, why don't you try it this way? And he told me something. So I went back, I tried it, and it came, Doomdawiz was born. And at the same time, that's when all the social media started having the live joints. So I started going live with my beats.
Right.
Then the notoriety started getting, people started coming in and listening, and more people started following me. Then the legends started taking notice. And I already had the Ugly Truth album done. I had all Springfield MCs on it from where I'm from on it. Once I got the little, I wrote, the following started getting big and the legend started like, yo, I mess with you and everything. Well, before I could curse, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I'm trying to tell a story without cursing. Hardcore, brother, real hard.
Yeah, you
Good,
could.
man.
So, but I'll try to keep it down on it. But so I had the album done, and once the legend started taking notice, and it was like, yo, I fucks with you. I was like, cool. So I dismantled the whole album. You know what I'm saying? I dismantled the whole album, and after that, I started working with a lot of legends and a lot of MCs from around the world. And before that, I started putting out, I put out beat tapes, and they did real well. The first one I gave away for free for people could, see what I can do. And then the second one, I sold over 1,500 copies.
Wow.
Which, people be like, well, that's not a lot. At $5 a pop for a cat from the hood, that's good money.
That's good money.
You know what I'm saying? So, I started, then the notoriety started growing and growing more. So finally I started going, I was like, yo, let me go to New York. And I started going to New York more and meeting people. And Mikey D had a song that he never put out with Large Pro called Pump Your Fist. It leaked a long time ago, but he gave me the acapella for it. And he's like, yo, you can have that for your album.
Wow.
So I was like, for real? So I sat on that acapella for a long time. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Then finally I went to one to this they called it it's a park jam, but it's like digging in the craze park jam where all these DJs will just play breaks, breaks that you never even heard. You can't even Shazam these type of breaks. So you gotta, if they feel courteous, very courteous to you to show you the joints, they'll show you the joints. DJ Chuck, I know I'm forgetting the rest of his name. He played this one break by Charles Bradley. And I sampled a lot from Charles Bradley, but he played this one break. Yo, I went up to him, I was like, yo, who is that? He was like, yo, that's Charles Bradley. Told me the name. I got home about 1 o'clock in the morning. I went right to the joint. Started chopping it up.
Chill Out, was it? Chuck Chill Out?
Nah. It's different. I want to say Chuck Knight. I can't remember because that was the first time I ever heard of him. The first time I met him. Mm-hmm. I chopped up and I made the beat to the acapella because the beats per minute on that was 100. And I've done 100, but that, when we deal with boom bap, we deal with a certain range.
Right.
Beat per minute. So I was like, damn, that's a lot for a boom bap. But I did it, and I had the song done. I played it for all of them. They was like, yeah, the joint's tight. Then Grandmaster Cass invited me to his crib.
Dang.
And I went to his crib up in Soundview, up in the Bronx, and I played him some beats. He was like, yeah. He's like, what you doing with this one? I said, you can have it. You can have it. I don't care. You take it. Whereas because, as a beat maker, you got mad beats. Anybody that's a producer has mad beats nobody's heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I sit there and I make beats. And if Legend's gonna be like, yo, what's good with that? Yo, you co-signing my shit? Here, take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I played him I played him the song with Mikey D, Picasso, and Large Pro. And he was like, yo, is there room on this? I said, yup. He jumped on that one. That was the first time I ever did anything at Digging in the Crates studio. Then, you know, I worked on the album for a year. Finally, I dropped it on my birthday last year, and it just took off. You know, I got rid of about 8,000 copies.
God damn.
Yeah. And then I started working with John Jiggs. He's a Long Island MC. I did a couple of his videos. Like since I left the news to do this, now I left the job that paid me $27 an hour to do this. I had nothing, no fan base, no nothing, and that was 4.5 years ago. You know.
Wow, put a lot of legwork in too, and you
Yeah.
even when you saying you were doing stuff on the house with people, you weren't selling for the short term, you were going for the long term. So
yeah, well, it's like this. If I don't make money off of it right now, I know some sort of way it will benefit me in the long run.
Right.
Like I just don't give my beats out to anybody. You know?
Right.
Yeah, it's like if I don't like your rhyme style or I don't like your it's like this. I don't work with just anybody. If you don't have the same passion and have the same strength to pursue this and go at this 100% like me, there's gonna be a chance I won't work with you at all. You know?
Yeah.
Because I sacrifice a lot to do what I do. You know, I know a lot of cats got families and everything. They got things to do. You know, I work with that. But as soon as you say, yo, I want to be down, I listen to your music, and I'm like, yeah, because we ain't gonna move forward if one is lollygagging. If you trying to both come up on something together, you both got to put in that equal strength to push out
right.
what we're gonna push
That's
out.
right.
You know, so if
Yeah,
you ain't on
absolutely.
that level, we ain't gonna rock with you. I ain't hating on you. I just, you know, I got cats that's hungry, more hungry than you, and I work with
Right.
that.
Right.
But so I just started working and putting music out. Then I did the mixtape, the Wisdom mixtape. That was the last thing I put out, and I made it like kind of a Tony Touch 50 MCs type thing. They were all underground cats from all over the world. I mean, I had cats from UK on there, North Carolina, California, Chicago, all, you know, just Florida, all cats from all over. And then I had a couple songs that I rhymed on, because on my first album I did like 4 songs. I only rhymed on 4 songs. It was more of a compilation of different cats rhyming over my beats. And then a lot of people was just starting to tell me, yo, you should rhyme more. For real, you know, they was like, I didn't know you spit. I was like, yo, I rhymed before I even made beats, you know? So I started rhyming more. You know, after every project you do, you kind of like in a funk. You don't know where you want to start on your next project. And like I was telling y'all earlier, I thought I was going to get into the ugly truth. The Truth Gets Uglier, the second album, the follow-up to that.
Right.
Then I had the idea going, but I didn't know where I wanted to start off and, you know, who I wanted to have on the album. So the next album, I was like, all right, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I was, you know, beat block, didn't know, writer's block, didn't know what I wanted to do. And then finally, I was watching that movie Widows, and you know, the credits started coming up. And, you know, my baby ma, Sade, she had a little joint on there. And I was like, oh, joint. So, you know, I went and found that. And then one of my other favorite artists to chop up is Nina Simone.
Right.
I heard a song that had her piano in it. So boom, I made that song. I made the beat. The next day I wrote my verse to it. And that was called Get It or What. That's the video I dropped a couple months ago. And then from there it just started taking off. And I still was calling it The Ugly Truth. I mean, The Truth Gets Uglier. And then for some reason, the Funky Dope producer came into my head when I was listening to my brother Lord Finesse.
Right.
And he didn't say Funky Dope producer, but it was kind of that vibe he gave me. So I had his acapella for Tam. I forgot the name of the joint, but I had his acapella, and then I listened to I took the beat out. I listened to the song, the beat of the acapella. Like, now it's gonna bug me because I can't remember what it was, and I chopped up a couple of sounds that he had in that, and I added it in with my own flavor. And then I remember because I sampled Hong Kong Phooey,
the cartoon,
the theme song, and I made the Funky Dope producer, which is the first single off the album, and that has a video too. You can catch it on my Facebook joint and on at Doomdawiz on YouTube. So I did that one. Then my man Mikey D, who's my other brother, I sent him this beat that I sampled the Dennis Coffee joint, the boom boom Scorpio. So I sampled that, and I know it's been murdered a million times, but I always wanted to do my own twist on it.
Right.
And I sent it to Mikey D. Like 2 days later, he sent me back with a verse. I was like, oh shit! And then another 2 days later, he sent me again with Bad Seed on it. And I was like, oh shit, man, I didn't even ask for Bad Seed to be on it, but it was an honor to have Brother Man to be on it because he did his thing in the 90s. He's a dope MC.
Right.
So I'm mixing down the song. I only have them two on it, and I was like, you know what? I'm jumping on this joint. So I sat, wrote my verse for that joint, jumped on that joint, and we went and shot the video. And that's like one of my favorite videos out of them all because I use a lot of special effects in it and green screen and shit like that. So that's doing good. But right now, like, I got songs with PMD, his artist RJ the Realist. I bridged the gap between the new wave and the boom bap. So I got my man, his artist, PMD's artist, RJ the Realist on it. And by me working with him and P, they heard my beats. P made me a member of the Hit Squad, so I'm with them now. So
wow.
I got what's good.
I said wow.
Oh, okay. So who else do I got on there? I'm getting ready to go into digging into Crate Studios again. This time I'm going in with Sadat X, Edo G, and Elder Sensei from the Artifacts. I'm putting all three of them on the joint. That's like one of the last songs I'm working on. But like I said, I rhymed a lot more on this. I got Mikey D on this, Bad Seed, my man Indicut from West Virginia. Oh shit! My man Ja Ring. He's on it. He's from Springfield, but he lives in Philly. He's a dope MC and producer. I didn't want to put that many legends on this one as I did the first one because this is more my story. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And how I see things and how it's like you're not just gonna hear the talk shit jams like, okay, you got bars, I give you that. Can you transform those bars into a story rhyme? Right. Give me a concept. Right. So I got concept rhymes on my joints. I do got the talk shit jams on there, the straight hip hop joints. But I got this one joint called Home Invasion with my man High Life Half, and right before it I got a skit where I chopped up the Twilight Zone sample, and then I made it into, I call it the Hood Light Zone, shit that happens in the hood. And he got a story, he does a story rhyme where the police are interrogating the suspects. You know what I'm saying? So he rhymed the whole thing in like a white guy's voice. But it's I'll send it to you so y'all can hear
All
it,
right.
man. You know, don't let Cass rock with it too heavy.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? But it's the fact that what he said and how he did it, and he didn't, you know, like I didn't put no special effects on his voice, nothing. All I did was make the beat, and mix it down. I got a song called "The Bummy Nigga," which is me. It's all me spitting on it. Just, you know, you tired of being the bummiest nigga out the crew. I got that joint. I got this song called "Fly with the Spits," which I feature the Ellis Camp and my man Jareem. Ellis Camp is a group out of Springfield, but they're making noise all over the world with their style of hip hop, because it's a little more. It's like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul with a little J Dilla sprinkled in on all of it, man. They
Right.
dope brothers. So they making noise. I shot one of their videos. It's called "Back to the Basics," where they sampled damn. Dun, 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 dun. I forgot. I'm like, that's what we does. You forget mad shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I share everything I talk tonight. I share with y'all so y'all can see it if you haven't.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So I got that song, and that's just it's more like one of the old posse cuts over some jazz type shit, man. And that's actually gonna be like the first song on the album. And you go to play it, there's gonna be the introduction cut, and then that's gonna be like the first full song. You know, right now I got enough music to put out 2 albums, but I'm only gonna put out 1, and I'm gonna I only want like 15 tracks. Last time I spoiled everybody and gave me 24.
When you
Dang.
So I might throw
That's
in
a
a
double
little couple
CD.
extra here.
when you plan on
Yeah.
dropping?
I was gonna drop it in December, but after, you know, my diagnosis this past month, I kind of pushed it back. I'm just gonna record, and then I'm gonna pick and choose and put a dope ass album together. You know what I mean?
You were saying something earlier about concept. I mean, I see the way, you know, when you're explaining that, it's basically, you know, you go into this, and I'm glad you said, you know, yeah, you can have bars, but can you do a song? Can you do a concept? And I think I hear a lot of that. Well, oh, he's dope, he's got bars, but can he do a song? I mean, you could take bars and battle rap all day, but can you do a whole complete song?
That's the trouble nowadays with the internet, because you don't get that that inside the studio feel. You know what I mean? Where you can create, like, you, even when you were at home back in the days when we first started making beats, and you was in your mom's basement tapping beats, and your boys was coming over rhyming, and y'all came up with some dope shit. Nobody in me had never heard it, but that vibe that you had in that studio at that time, and how you created that music, that, you know what I'm saying, that's one reason why I rock and do it now.
It's nothing
You know
like
what
that
I'm saying?
in house stuff, man. It's nothing. Nothing.
So it's like, now it's like a push of a button, send it, and hopefully you get what you want back from the MC, and then the MC gets offended, and when you say, yo, it's dope, but that's not what I'm looking for, you know what I mean?
Let me
So
ask
it's
you
like,
something, bro. I'm glad you said that. What do you think about? I feel, especially the book, man, and you know, we be out there. I see you out and about out there in Facebook land, and a lot of people, man, that you can't agree to disagree anymore, man.
I don't pay them niggas no mind. I don't even get involved in like all those little arguments they be having. That's not hip hop. This is top 50. Who's your top 50? Man, go ahead with that, bro. I'm good with that, man, because you ain't gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna. It's like arguing with some cat and then after you argue with them, how old are you? Oh, I'm 20. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know none of what you're talking about. I'm good. So I don't even pay that no mind. Even when they be hating on me, you know, because I'm infamous for the Facebook jail. You know,
Yeah.
people be recording the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for what? Because they trolls and they hate, man. When people talk about that, it's real. It's like cats will watch your moves and hate on you for what you do. You know, and so to me, it's like, go ahead, hey, you just fueling me more to strive harder. You know,
Right.
and why you sitting there hating, wasting all your energy, hating on little old me, I'm gonna surpass you like 4 times, and you can use that energy to make moves yourself. But yet you using your energy to hate on me. So
Right.
go ahead, hate, man. I don't care if you don't like my music, because for the people that don't like my music, there's 10 more that do, and those are the cats that I focus on. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I can only have 5 followers and nobody else. Those 5 followers I put all my energy to, because by this time next year I probably have 15 more followers on top of those 5.
Right.
And that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? I focused on the people that rock with me instead of the people that didn't.
Right.
I ain't gonna front. When I first started off, I argued with Cass. Oh, why don't you like my shit? You know, right now, after a while, you know, talking to all the legends, they schooled me on some shit. Why? Who cares? Just do what you got to do. It's like when I first started off, Mad Cats told me I was whack. Why you do it? Why that shit is trash.
Wow.
The same cats is the ones that be like, yo, you going to New York? Can I roll with you? Nah, nigga, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm good. That's how I start off to fly with the spits. I'm the first rapper. I said, you should see how many cats is on my dick now. Once you ain't shit to doing you the shit now. You know what I mean? that's how it is. If you believe in yourself and don't care what other people think,
Right.
you'll make it. You'll make it in this business as long as your attitude is right. You know, I'm not gonna say you're gonna blow up, because I'm not trying to be mainstream. My market is boom bap, and I stay in my lane, and that's a big
Right.
market on the ground. If you make noise in that, you'll make your money. You know what I'm saying? If you promote yourself and believe in yourself and you make your money, you'll do it. You know, and that's the real. You know, I've been to places and seen things in the past 4 years that I never thought I'd be seen in my life. Being in the studio with big names, being on stage with Ice-T singing Colors. You know, that I wasn't thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was smoking L's in the basement making beats. You know,
Right.
I never knew, because when I quit my job, I quit it for film. I didn't quit it for music. I never knew my music was gonna take me to certain places and make moves like that. You know, my music has made me a member of the Hit Squad. It may not be the same Hit Squad that was out when Redman was a part of it, but yo, the cast that's in Hit Squad and by legendary MC producer PMD, shit, now put that on my resume, anything.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know when I'm gonna be dropping the album, but it's gonna be coming soon. I already got like 4 videos out, so
Wow.
you know, I got my man Dodge. He's from Brooklyn. He did a song called Villains over like a Brooklyn style beat. I got that video out now. I got the Get It or What, Tear the Roof, and the Funky Dope producer. And, you know,
How important would you say to the audience that are aspiring? How important are relationships?
they're important. Don't get me wrong, but when you make moves, don't believe everybody that's around you, because everybody's not making moves for your efforts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you want to come in, be very humble, because one thing I tell you, a lot of the rappers, legends that I've met, even some of the cats that are mainstream that I met, they really some humble cats. You know what I'm saying? You got your divas and all that, and you got your hard-headed cats, but other than that, most of them is very humble, and they'll kick it with you. You know, they'll talk to you on some shit. As long as you ain't on no cornball status, they'll rock with you. You know, but just make sure when they tell you that your shit ain't hitting to go back to work, don't take offense to that, man. Your shit ain't on point, go back to work. That's what you need to do.
Right.
You know.
That's a piece of advice somebody can give you right there, especially somebody that's in the game.
Oh man, another thing about relationships, once you get into to where you're gonna be around mad industry cats, they all know each other. All of them. It's not as big as people think. They all know each other. So you burn a bridge somewhere, best believe that's gonna travel. That's one thing I didn't do, is burn bridges. I work with who I could work with, and my name traveled. And that's how I got studio work, and I got to shoot videos with Sadat X and Elder Sensei, Ed O.G., because my work ethic showed it.
Right.
And in my skills when it comes to editing and stuff like that is on point. You know, I went to school for it, so it's a difference between somebody that just started doing it and then somebody that knows a direction. Because when I go to any video shoot, I'm always prepared. Script, everything. Sometimes it don't work like that because the artist is like one day they're here, next day they're not. You know what I'm saying? And then when they show up, that ain't none of the shit goes playing, so we have to just shoot. But you know, just when you go in, just make sure that you don't burn bridges. That's what I tell cats.
Yeah.
You know.
So, Newman, let me ask you this: what type of equipment are you using?
Right now, I am using the MPK 261.
Okay. What kind of software?
I got Logic Pro 10, 10.3 for. You know, that's what when I went to college. That's what I learned on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I was there. You know, it's second to the industry standard right now. You know, it's probably dropped down because a lot of people went to Sonar and shit or Reason. But you know, I was never into. I never learned Pro Tools. I don't know how to use Pro Tools. You know, but I mixed down all my own music, every last one of it. You know what I'm saying? And I like Logic because I like just using Apple shit because anything that you do on Apple, I could MIDI work. Like I could use anything I do on Final Cut Pro 10, I could bring that shit over into Logic and fix up the audio sound. Anything I do on GarageBand, I could bring that up into Logic. They're all anything that Photoshop, anything that the Apple program, they're all compatible with each other. You can't get that with Pro Tools. You know what I mean? Get the trick of the experience.
Yeah, I mean, Pro Tools is like, I mean, I grew up using Pro Tools when it was Sound Tools. I don't use it no more. And I was using Pro Tools when it was Sound Tools in like 90. And Logic, I was using Logic when it was Logic 5 on the PC.
Dang.
And Logic is one of the top ones, like Studio One, Logic, Ableton, this, that, and other.
Yeah, my brother used the Studio One.
Yeah, I use that as well. And the reason why I asked, you know what I'm saying, because we got gearheads that listen, that want to know. That's why we call it the Master Channel. You know what I'm saying? And they want to know favorite plugins and everything as well. So I know you using plugins or you just using the stock plugins in Logic.
Yo, I to be honest with you, I just use the stock plugins. All that extra shit. See, anybody that's using a program, once you master that program, it's not what I'm saying. It's not that if you use everything and learn everything in that to master it. I'm saying once you master the format that you like it and you feel comfortable in, you'll be able to start to manipulate differently. You know what I'm saying? As far as the sound goes, you can your little tricks and habits that you do to make this sound like this, or I'm gonna take this distortion bit crusher and bring it over here and make this sample. I'm gonna turn the bass all the way up on this sample. Then I'm gonna throw a filter on this as well. And now all of a sudden I got me some crazy sub bass, and it's not even a bass. It's not even really a bass. It's just you filtered out the sample, you know. And now that sample went from boom 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 to boom boom boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what you feel. But you know, I use the sampler that they bring, the EXR. I think it's the
EXS.
Yeah, ESX. I use that one. I chop up the sample that I want or the samples that I'm using, and I chop up the drum patterns that I want, and then I always make my drums first.
Right.
Me, I'd rather, like, I don't do loop samples and then play my drums to them. I like chopping up my samples and making my samples dance to the drums. That way, one, it don't sound like the sample when you do it that way.
Right.
Yeah, you make beats, you know what I'm saying? And so don't you, Wild Body. It's like, so I make my drums. I'm very, very particular because I used to play drums when I was young. So I try to make it sound the same way. That's why if you ever listen to my drums, you hear the drum rolls and there'll be my drums like little breaks, like boom, kick, boom, kick. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to any of my beats, they all got rolls every 4 bars. They make different breakdowns, but they're all different drum rolls at the end. And I do that shit all the time.
That's Wild Body right there too. Wild Body, he drum rolls all like that's him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 2 drummers. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn man, you made 4 beats in 1 beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Busta Rhymes was calling that the new hip hop. I mean, new boom bap. The new style. Because you still got the boom, 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 clap, but there's a lot of producers that use those drum rolls. P-Rock uses them sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Mars Pro uses them, even Premier uses them. But I also want to say, you guys know this, it's how you chop your shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like the days of chopping just a snare by itself and be like, yo, that's where I took that snare from. Now cats is chopping the kick with the snare right in the same chop, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then hitting chopping a whole another different part of the kick from another record and like boom boom cat, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's how creative you can get with your chops. You can chop anything. How you gonna play that chop though? Is that chop gonna be just a tap, or
don't you love when people all you doing is no man, chopping up samples in my opinion is harder than actually playing some stuff organically. You gotta not only chop it, you gotta make it make sense. That right there is,
I don't conversate with them brothers like that. You know what I'm saying?
All over the place,
when they sitting there saying, "Oh, you're taking somebody else's music," I end the conversation right there. I won't even reply for the simple fact that you don't hear them saying that shit to Premier. You don't hear them saying that to Large Pro, P. Rock, Jay. Jay was alive, Jay Dilla, or whatchamacallit.
All right. So chopping is definitely is not just getting something and chopping it up. I mean, CX can attest to that. Obviously, the brother is I call him the king of chops right there. Like no one chops like that man. I don't know, fucking alien.
Who that? CX?
Yo man, yeah.
Yo, I be watching. I be seeing y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I listen to y'all beats that y'all be posting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all cats is dope. Y'all, I give y'all that, man. If you wasn't, I want to be doing this interview.
My man.
No doubt. But
now, let me get to this segment right here, right? And let's just say, like, since you are a videographer as well, we ain't gonna just use Guitar Center. This is what we're gonna do. In this segment, we usually do it with Guitar Center, but since you're a videographer as well, we're gonna do it with B&H.
Okay.
In Manhattan.
Okay.
All right. You just went and checked your email, and B&H just gave you $10,000 to spend in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And let the people know what you would get with that $10,000. While you're going down the list, Wild Body is going to actually be adding everything up.
I get one thing with $10,000 from B&H, and I still won't have enough. And that's the Red Dragon camera.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say the red camera. I knew it.
You know what I'm saying? That's the Red Dragon camera because that, you're getting everything, man. It's like, and people don't understand, it's just a little box, but what you can make out of that, and people don't understand. I mean, that's $13,000 right there. I tell you, I still want to have enough. Maybe if I got it used, but
right.
they got the funny thing is the lenses cost more than the cameras, man.
Oh man,
It don't matter. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. This lenses out there that cost more than, like, you can get a Canon D90 for like $1,300, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to get some lenses. Those lenses be costing like 2 G's, 3 G's, man. You know what I mean?
I have a case and a sock around that motherfucker.
The accessories on the camera, the lenses shoot the shot. You know, and if for anybody that want to be a videographer, the only thing that's stopping you from doing that is not keeping consistent of technology. Because, you know, a lot of people now want their videos in 4K and 2K, and you won't get hired if you're a videographer if you can't supply them. You know what I mean?
So it's kind of different with music production. Somebody like, say, like Apollo Brown still uses Cool Edit Pro. He didn't have to change with technology. With you know, with photography and videography, you got to change with the technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing that can save you from that is you got to have top-notch editing skills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can make a video look vintage. If the video editing skills ain't there, don't put it out. That's like, I can shoot. Anybody can pick up a camera and shoot. Editing, that's a whole nother different ball game.
Yeah.
And I think that's my strong point when it comes to videography. You know, because a lot of times, like I said, I go in there with a script and I go in there and an idea how I want the camera to be, or how I want the shot to look. But once I get to the surroundings and I actually scope the spot, my whole idea might change. You know, I still shoot the same idea I had, but then I'll see other ideas. Ideas will start popping in my head while I'm there, and I'll shoot all those. But, you know, and then I'll put it together. Editing is it's the most scrutinizing, funnest, want to hit somebody in the face. You know what I'm saying? You start crying type shit, all in one. But you know, I love it, man.
What's some of your favorite software to use?
What was that?
What's some of your favorite editing software that you've used in the past?
I only use Final Cut Pro. I
Okay.
don't use nothing else.
I've heard real good things about Final Cut.
Yeah, it's like everything that I use, I was taught. You know, except like Logic Pro. I learned it. This is what I'm gonna say. When I was in college, my professor, my audio engineer professor, introduced me to it, and I never owned a Mac before that. As soon as I got this program, I told my mother, and I went back to school when I was like 35, 36 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I told my mother, you know, she was telling me about it. I was like, yeah, I'm outdated, Mom. You know what I'm saying? So my mom bought me my first iMac, and since then, it was a wrap. Like, it got to the point where I was doing so much on that program, I started knowing more than the professor.
Damn.
And I didn't have to take no written tests. He's like, because all the tests was about terminology of the program and you know, different. I didn't know that shit. I knew how to run the program, you know. So I didn't know. I didn't even pay attention to that. I was doing my own stuff, working in the studio. You know, he seen that. He gave me an A+ just because I took in a program like that, and I haven't stopped using it since. I'm still learning that program every day. You know, it's not. It's, you know, because you don't use certain things until you have a need to use certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
So if I don't need it, you can chill right there. When I need it, I go to college for free now and go see what YouTube tutorials is popping.
Yeah,
right.
I've used Final Cut before as well, and like even with the podcast, I use LumaFusion on the iPad. That's how I edit the videos and the audio and everything. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, it's funny you say Final Cut because I could literally save this to a Final Cut project to open it back up in Final Cut. I mean, it's a vast program. You can put all the LUTs and everything else inside of it. If you add it to it, you know, it's like
now.
It's like
that's Final Cut's a program I have. I use all types of plugins.
Right.
You know what
All
I'm saying?
types.
All types of plugins. Like I use the motion that goes with it.
Yeah.
I got a lot of transitions that I got, fonts, like you can get Final Cut Pro right now for like $200.
Right.
Know?
It used to be 1,000.
Yeah,
Damn.
yep. It's even Logic was 500 back in the
Yeah.
day. Now,
Yeah, I paid.
now just to get the regular one is 200. To get the Pro is 300.
Yeah.
You know, but if you want to look at my editing software right now, I would probably say my editing software is anywhere worth probably like $7,000.
Right.
With all the
'Cause
plugins,
everything, yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I gotta always, like, I got mad hard drives. terabits lined up. You know, I got one just for all the videos that I ever shot, and I shot over 100 videos and then some. There's videos that I shot that you guys haven't even seen yet because I can't release them because of the artist. I got another Rusty Jukes video that I did for him. I can't even drop that one. Got a video for M. Dot and all them I can't do, but I have all the. I got my terabit joints for my beats. I got over 1 million beats. I don't ever trash them because I like going back, and listening to them. If I don't like them, I still like the sample. Let me try it a different way.
Right.
So, but yeah, I use all types of shit for when it comes to editing videos. There ain't nothing sacred. Nothing sacred.
Yeah, my homeboy had a somewhat what he called a depository. He had like 100 or 200 gigs of plugins for like Final Cut, because they plugins you can use them in Adobe. What is it?
Adobe.
What's the Adobe program that's equivalent to Final Cut?
Adobe Creative.
Premiere or something?
Yeah, Premiere.
Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
They that's standard issue right now.
Right.
Yeah, Premiere.
I still look at jobs in my field because I got a degree. I ain't gonna be doing this shit forever. My game plan is to own a whole film production company. Where I'm doing commercials for corporates. That's what I want to do in the long run.
Right.
But I'm gonna have 3 levels. I'm gonna have the multimedia because that's part of I got a degree in that as well. And then I'm gonna do recording studio, and then the 3rd floor is gonna be the film and the film production company, and that's what I want to do. But if you look at it. See, I lost my train of thought. That's a weed too. But if you look at it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was smoking right. You know how I get down. I stay. But if you look at it as far as how you when you look at the film work and the plugins that come with Final Cut, there's so many different companies that know that that's like standard, just like Adobe. And when you go to get the plugins, them shits be on job applications, brother.
Yeah.
When you look at them, can you do it with this plugin, this or and every time I apply for jobs, Adobe and Final Cut Pro, you got to be fluent in. And
yeah, industry standard.
The thing, and you know what the funny thing about is, I went to school for 4 years to get a degree in film editing and film production, all that, and I paid mad money for that. Now you can get certified for like $200 in Final Cut Pro, and that's just equipment, man. Ain't that some shit?
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Man, I mean, that's like when I went to school. I got my degree in IT, and I heard my cert in IT, and I'm like, man, I could have just went and got certs. You don't even need to go to school, go to college and go get certs. You can just walk in and say, look, let me take Network Plus, A Plus, and Security Plus. If you got the money to pay for it, they'll let you take it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but like I said, man, there's all types of. Final Cut's not the only editing software I know. I know the News uses a whole different type of editing software on PC. I can edit on PC and I can edit on a Mac. I mean, the programs are usually the same, but it's like music programs, like DAWs. When certain DAWs, the basic shit is the basic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they'll have something a little bit different that you can do than another program. But usually they're basically all the same. Editing softwares, recording software, they're basically all the same. You just got to know the knickknacks. That's all.
Yeah.
So, man, real quick, man, if you could tell the audience, man, your social media handles.
You can catch me on Facebook at Doomdawiz. That's DOMDAWIZ. You can catch me at Wizcraft Studios. That's WIZCRAFT Studios on Facebook. Doomdawiz at Doomdawiz on IG and Doomdawiz7.com and at Doomdawiz on Twitter. But I don't rock with Twitter like that too heavy.
Me neither. Get out there.
I was like the worst creation in the world.
Wow.
I can never get into it. I just got a Twitter account a couple years ago.
Yeah, I had to because I work for the radio station out here for CBS Radio, and they was like, you got to have all social media to help promote. And so I opened up a Twitter account. I think I got like 300 followers. I don't even go on there like that. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't know how to tweet right. I guess I'm not a tweeter. I don't know how to tweet right.
It's changed. I mean, I had my Twitter account for years. It's changed. It's just, is boring. You know what I'm saying? Like I tweeted for the first time the other day, and it was a reply tweet to Premiere. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. I don't be on it like that. I be on IG and I be on Facebook, but Facebook is where a lot of my followers come from, and they rock with me outside the book, so I accept that.
Well, I tell you, man, that Facebook is like a necessary evil, but it's damn sure changed in the last 5 years. I got it, you know. It's had a phase. You remember the game phase, the game request, that phase, then the called the emoji phase, where then now
like I said, how I maneuver on Facebook is I maneuver as my friends or whoever's on there that follow me. They follow me. I rock with it, and I hardly ever put my personal life on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you ever see me in a picture of my daughters, because I was generous enough to put that up there to let y'all see it. You know, when I first joined Facebook in 2009, and I really didn't rock with it because MySpace was still popping heavy.
Yeah, I like MySpace. I like MySpace, man. I think it was what we.
It's still, they still rocking. It's just all music now. Yeah. I don't really go on there. You know what I'm saying? I think if you look it up, it's still on there somewhere.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake had something to do with that, buying it.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm good with it. But other than that, I maneuver differently. Like I used to go live all the time. I don't even go live hardly anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Me either.
Yeah. I put up a little video here and there. Like I probably go live.
It was the live phase too. We had a phase where it was going live all the time. That was,
Yeah, but see, it's like when the internet first started popping off, and everybody had their website and made millions of dollars, and either lost millions of dollars when the big boom was over with the internet phase. That's how. If you caught your lives right in the beginning when lives first started coming out, then you either went up or nobody fucked with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you do. Now people go live and they driving.
Right. Oh yeah.
And they're hardly even talking. Bitch, I ain't trying to watch you drive.
Yeah.
Well, say something.
Straight up. It's like I only go live if I feel I want something to share, or if I made
project coming out.
Yeah. Well, I see. Like I did that for the Wisdom joint, and I find out the less I go live, the more views I get. So I'm gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? And my videos get good views. So right now I'm chilling. I can focus on the music. I don't have to worry about people rocking with me or not. Because every time I drop something new, I get like maybe 30 more new people following me, or even more than that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And I don't, like I said, I don't care if I make it big. I love hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? And I rock with the culture heavy. That's why I go to New York. I learned so much, and I'm still learning about our culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why it's like when people get into those arguments and be like, "Yo, hip hop nowadays is trash," bro. That's not hip hop.
No.
No, it ain't.
You're confusing the culture with music. Hip hop music is a part of the culture. You know, it has to do with the fundamentals of it. So, you know, I'm not like I said, I don't knock what the new wave cast is doing. I just don't rock with the new wave cast. It's not my thing.
We definitely filed that disclosure on this program as well. You know, we ain't trying to knock them. It's different to us. I mean, you know, they gonna do what we did. You know how we did it when we was, you know, young like that. You know, no one could tell us nothing. You know,
their music is never gonna be timeless like ours.
No way.
No.
You know that for a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because we growing up, we had, even though it wasn't digital, we had the motherfucking CDs, the tape cases, where you can, you know what I'm saying? As producers, I know you for a fact looked up and be like, yo, who made this beat? When you look, you read it. You know what I'm saying? You read, all right, who's the engineer for this? Because, you know, that means you synced in. You won with the music. You know what I mean? And a lot of cats around there, they don't even like, the shit is like over so saturated with the media. You know what I'm saying? Like I put the other day, I put a post. I'm like, I think I said something like, oh, we old school. To me, hip hop is hip hop. Whether it was made yesterday or it was made today, it's hip hop. It's not old school.
Right.
So you need to stop letting the media dictate what we call hip hop. Because the media will call it hip hop, put a stamp on it hip hop, and the masses believe it's hip hop and don't know nothing about the culture.
Nope.
And everybody say hip hop died. Nah, it ain't died, man. It's alive and well. You just ain't looking. You know? MOP drops new albums. You know what I'm saying? Gangsta album going platinum. You know, Primo just dropped it. That's just gonna go platinum. You know what I mean? You Cass is making moves. You just ain't checking for him.
Yeah, people think Sadat ain't touring. He on tour right now. I believe.
Ain't got new music. Him and Elder Sensei dropped the XL album. This shit is dope. Granddaddy IU is producing the album where he's not spitting one joint, but he got Broad Digger, Freddie Fox, Fame from MOP, Cannabis. Yo, it's like he got mad joints and he produced the whole album. He made all the beats. And people don't even know he a producer.
I knew.
Right.
Yeah, he produced KRS-One is Hot. He produced the Magnum Force song for Helter Skelter. Matter of fact, he got a few tracks on the album. You know what I'm saying? Granddaddy IU is a very underrated and dope ass producer and a dope MC. All you have to do is listen to his album Pimp. It came out Music is Priority. Damn. Paper's My Priority. It came out 2 years ago. He produced that whole album, made all the beats, and he rhymed on it. You tell me hip hop's dead. You know what I'm saying? These cats is doing it. You just, because they're older, the older you ain't checking for them, shit, man. You see how we do our hip hop artists and Rolling Stones go on a tour. Them motherfuckers in their 70s ain't selling out stadiums.
Yep.
And dropping new music, people still buying it. But because in hip hop you get older, you can't rhyme. That's why concept music and storytelling rhyming is the key to keeping the culture underground and alive, because it's different, it's original, and everybody has a story to tell.
Right.
The reason why you like the MCs you like, or you like the producers you like, is because they touched you in a certain way. You know, just like your favorite movie star. You like going to their movies because their movies touch you in a certain way. You know, when you put on your headphones for that 5 minutes and you lost in that song, the music touched you in a certain way. That's why we do what we do. Point blank.
Yeah. Facebook made me realize how many real haters there are out there in the world, man. That didn't know. Facebook really, you know, they're out there, and you know
there is. But like I said, if you focus on them, you're gonna lose the battle.
Gotta weed through them.
You got to focus on the cats that rock with you, that like your music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Interact with them, talk to them. You know, even if they like your shit and they share your shit, hit them on Messenger. Yo, thank you, I appreciate the sharing, and even hit them on the thank you for sharing. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's appreciated. It's you know, because a lot of these cats from overseas, once you get good over there and they start playing your music overseas in the UK, Japan, that's when the bread come in. That's when the bread come in. They'll bring you down there on a producer just cause, and have you bring your shit set up and rock the crowd, making beats live. Give you 3Gs, and pay you to come over there, pay for your hotel, pay for your food, have big bags of bud waiting for you. I'm telling you, man, it's real. It's real. That's the overseas got more love for the real culture than anywhere in the world. I can't say that. The Bronx. You go to the Bronx, man, you're gonna feel that culture there heavy.
Yep.
Right.
But other than that, you know, hip hop is hip hop. We do it because we love it. That's why you make boom bap beats. That's why you make boom bap beats. Right. Because you know you grew up in that era. You know that's the essence. Point blank. That's the essence. You know, why? Just like when cats used to scratch the breaks back and forth for the MC to rhyme on, it was those breaks that got us to be like, okay, we're gonna expand on this and bring this over here and make beats out of it, loop it up and do it this way, put layers on it, because that's how they did it. They put layers on it. You know, before that, cats was just tapping in the drum sounds. Rick Rubin, Run DMC, most of them shits. Jay scratched all the samples into that shit. You know what I'm saying? But we took the turntable breaks, put them into drum machines, learned how to do it by layers. If it wasn't fucking for Marley Marl making a mistake, we would have never had sampling. You know what I'm saying? Being able to chop up a snare by itself. He did that shit on accident. You know? And once he found that shit out, boom bap was really invented then.
Well, man, that's you know, I just want to thank you, man, for you know, coming back, man, and doing this for us, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely respect what you're doing, your grind, bro. I see you always out there grinding, my G.
Thanks for having me, y'all. I appreciate it.
Yes, the last time the audio wasn't good, and I was like, we gotta get them back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Glad we did.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Yo, you guys got any projects coming out?
I got some. Let me see. I might pop up with something in a month or two.
Y'all should do some beat tapes, man. I know y'all sitting on some beats, man.
Yeah, I got one beat tape I did, but
beat tapes is a lucrative business, man. You'll make some bread off of beat tapes.
Oh yeah.
$5 a pop, put a minute of a beat on there, and you know, hook them up. That shit comes into play, man, for real.
Oh hell yeah.
You might not think about it, but you know, you sell beat tape, sell 10 of them. You make some bread, man. You know, $100. That shit be added up, and it's always constant money, man. One thing I say, if you're gonna do something, make sure you got a website, because you know, being on all digital platforms is dope, but you got to pay them a percentage. You get your own website, man. That's straight cash for you. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm actually looking at Squarespace today. We got you know, we got the Dirty Old Men project dropping. We did out in the Detroit, and I got a little something I'm working on right now. It's been sitting in my files, trying to get it out. But we're talking as well, man, like going the instrumental route, like you were saying with the beat tapes, man. I'm like, you know, I like the fact that where I'm able to send stuff to people, and like you said, you go ahead and somebody will, you know, rap on your shit, you get it back, and then it's like, somebody gets offended. Like, I got everything I need here to just put out instrumentals, man, and that shit's really popping on Spotify and all that stuff too, man. So
yeah, you know how I shut them cats up that send you a verse that really don't fit the format. I'll be like, all right. I don't even say nothing because I know it's not what I'm looking for. So I'll just take the acapella and I'll make a beat around that shit to fit that verse. And then I'll get other cats on and come up with a whole concept of the song off of what he said. You know what I'm saying? I'll put my cuts in there or my sample drops in there or what I want. But that's another thing. That's what I did with Rusty Jukes for the senior class for my last album. He sent me that verse and he did it over a beat called Mama. And then the dude saying "Mama," it was a dedication, which surprised me that he picked that beat for his style. And when I heard it, like, yo, what he's saying is dope, but I didn't rock it with that. With that beat, I couldn't see it. So I took the Wonder Woman joint theme show.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I took some score music from the Starsky and Hutch theme show. And I put it together, and that's how I made the senior class. Because if you listen, remember, Wonder Woman. Yeah. If you listen to the senior class, that's what it says. That's Starsky Hutch and Wonder Woman theme put together, and I made that beat off his verse, and then I created that song, and that's when I got Jigs, Legacy, and Desperado on it. And that's like one of my highest viewed videos in most sold single since.
Man, I definitely, your story is definitely inspiring, man. So hopefully inspiring producers out there, if you into film, and sound as well. I mean, his brother here, say he started in his basement, went and, had a vision, man, and make good relationships, good network, man. So, man, I just take my hat off to you once again, my brother. And
yes.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man, again, for having me on the show.
No doubt.
Rocking with me. You know what I mean? Appreciate it.
All right, we're out of time. We're going to go ahead and end this version of the Master Channel. Once again, shout out to our brother Doomdawiz. I am DJ Wild Body.
And I'm CX, the producer.
And this was the Master Channel Podcast, where we talked about the ins and outs of hip hop culture, both theoretically and technically. Once again, this is DJ Wild Body saying peace. Join us next time. Check us out on YouTube. Please like, subscribe. We're saying peace. Peace.